So the Summer Game Fest happened recently, and Jeff Keighley, our favorite Jeff, showed us lots of new games. And the first game we got to see was LEGO Horizon Adventure. And there's not much to it besides it's LEGO Horizon World. I don't know anyone who's actually played Horizon Worlds, so no one I know is especially hyped for this game, but it looks pretty good. And this will not be a PS5 exclusive. It is coming to Switch, PC, and PS5. And it releases later this year. And the next game that was shown was Harry Potter Quidditch Champion. I know this game has a lot of hype behind it, because apparently they should have made this like 20 years ago or something. That's just what I've been told. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so I don't know. And if you also didn't know what this was, it is like Rocket League with broomsticks, and you hold the ball instead of kicking the ball. So it's more like basketball with flying broomsticks. It looks like it'll be fun even if you don't care about Harry Potter, which is always a good thing for a game, because I don't care about Harry Potter at all. But this should be coming out September 3rd of this year. And next we have Killer Bean. Killer Bean is a video game where you do cool things as a guy named Killer Bean. And that is pretty much all there is to it. It gives me Just Cause vibes. You're doing all this cool stuff just because you can. And yeah, it's a fun game. I've seen this game featured at the Game Fest before, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it looks like it's a fun game. And unfortunately, even though I've seen this game multiple times for multiple years, there is still no release date. So it comes out when it comes out, I guess. And next up, we have CUFFBUST. Now this game looks really interesting. So if you've ever played Minecraft Prison Break, Gmod Prison Break, or Roblox Prison Break, any of those, it is very similar to that. You have the team of guards and you have the team of prisoners, and your goal is to escape the prison. And this game just looks really fun. When I first saw it, the character models gave me an off-putting vibe. Like, I just didn't like them. But then as I watched the trailer, they grew on me more and more. And it's just a fun trailer. Like, I think this game will just be a really fun party game. So I am excited for this game to come out. And unfortunately, there is no release date. It is 2025, maybe. The dev literally said in the trailer, to be honest, I don't know. So we'll see. Next up, we have Civ 7 reveal. Now, this isn't too surprising if you follow Civ at all. This is about their release pattern. And recently, Civ 6 was on sale for like 95% off. And usually when that happens, a new one's right around the corner. So hopefully it's good and it releases in a better state than Civ 6, because Civ 6 was very bland when it first came out. It's probably going to release in a pretty similar state though, because that's how they do it with Civ. And it's coming to PC and console in 2025. And honestly, I don't know how you play Civ on a console. That's like impressive and also scary. And next up, Street Fighter 6 got some new characters. I really don't have much to say about this. I've never really played Street Fighter 6. The characters look cool. I thought about getting it after I saw the characters reveal. So that's a win if you like Street Fighter 6, I guess. And next up, we have Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now, if you like the Dragon Ball series, you already know if you want this or not. From an outsider looking in, all of these games look very similar to each other. Like, I could not tell you the difference from an outside perspective of the different Dragon Ball games. They all look very similar to me. So if you play Dragon Ball games, you already know if you want this, because I feel like there's a very specific type of person who plays Dragon Ball games. And Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X on October 11th, 2024. And next up, we have Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. This is a fighting game, and there's really not that much info besides that. It's a fighting game. There's not even really a release date. It's just early 2025, which we all know could easily be delayed. So we'll see what happens with it. And next up, we have Monster Hunter Wilds. And this is not the reveal or anything like that. They just showed more gameplay, which is good to see. I'm a fan of Monster Hunter. I play Monster Hunter Worlds a lot, and I think Monster Hunter is a pretty good game series. The thing that stopped me from playing it before Monster Hunter Worlds was that the game looked kind of poo-poo. And Monster Hunter Wilds does not have that issue. So I'm personally excited for it, and it releases in 2025, sometime around there. We don't have an exact date yet. And next up, we have Metaphor REFANTAZIO. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I can't find the pronunciation anywhere, so you're stuck with it. But it's a turn-based fantasy strategy game. I thought it could have been Persona at first, or Persona inspired, because it looked like Persona, but it's a turn-based fantasy strategy game. And I feel like this is also one of those games that if you play, you already know if you're gonna buy it or not. This seems like a series that has existed for millennia, and I'm just completely oblivious to it existing. But this game's coming to PS4, PS5, PC, and Series X, October 11th, 2024. And next up, we have 6 titles from Bloomhouse Games. We have Crystal Theater of Idols, Grave Seasons, Sleep Awake 4 Eyes Out, Fear the Spotlight, The Simulation, and Project C. Now, I'm not a horror game fan because these are all horror games, but if you're a horror game fan, you're eating good. Now, none of these have concrete release dates yet. The only one that actually has anything listed at all is Fear the Spotlight, which comes out later this year. So I don't know when any of the other games are coming out. And next up, we have Alan Wake 2 Night Springs. This is Alan Wake's 2 first expansion pack, and it is out today. Like, it came out at 12 a.m. today. So at any point from you watching this video, you can get this DLC. It is now available. It looks pretty interesting if you like Alan Wake 2. I thought the trailer was really well done. It got me interested, and I don't even like the sound of Alan Wake 2. I don't think it appealed to me. And next up, we have a new Souls-like game called Phantom Zero. There's not much info about this game at all. Like, there's no release date. There's not really much information about the universe or anything. This game is a fresh announcement. And as I was watching this trailer, I got really hyped. The music in the trailer they use, I really hope it's in the game because it was so good. And it was very unique compared to other like Souls-like games. Here's a little snippet. Bad music makes you want to fight for your life, and that is a good thing. And as I said, there's no release date, so unfortunately, we'll just have to wait and see when this comes out. And next up, we have Slitterhead. And this game was a pleasant surprise. It's a horror game, which is not usually my cup of tea, but I think I'm gonna have to play this game because it doesn't seem like a horror game in the traditional sense, more of just like eerie environment. And the way you play this game is by taking over host bodies and using them in your fight, which is really cool. It reminds me a lot of the Parasite anime, and it just looks like a really fun game. I had no idea this thing existed, and I am happy to know that it exists now. So if you're also excited for this game, it comes out November 8th of this year. And next up, we have a Dune Awakening trailer for the MMO survival game. Now, this game could be super cool, but there is no gameplay. It was just a cinematic trailer. We don't know anything else besides the fact that your character will be like the hero in the world who has to save the world, because that's usually how MMOs go. You're like the hero, and then everyone you play with is also the hero, and you all have the same storyline as being the hero. That's usually how MMOs go, but we'll just have to wait for more info because there's like no information on this game. And next up, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers RITA's Rewind. Now, this game deceived me when they first showed the trailer because like the first 10 seconds of the trailer do not look good at all. I really don't know why they put this in front of the actual good gameplay, because it is hands down the worst animation of the trailer. And I'm not saying that to try to dog on the game. It's just that everything that's shown after like the first 10 to 15 seconds is way better than the first 10 to 15 seconds. And I don't know why they did it like this. And it wasn't just me who felt this way. Every single person in our Discord call as we were watching it, which was like 6 people, all felt like this trailer was gonna be horrible because the first 10 seconds. But no, this game actually looks really cool. I'm pleasantly surprised by it. I was really expecting this to be kind of boring. But no, it has a bunch of cool abilities you can do, and the art direction's also really cool. It's just a really cool looking game. And we don't have a concrete release date, but it comes out later this year. And next up, we have CAIRN. So CAIRN is a rock climbing game that looks really difficult. So it's a lot like Getting Over It or that other rock climbing game made by the same guy. It's a very similar concept, but this game looks way prettier. Like Getting Over It's a cool game, don't get me wrong. But let's not act like its art direction is superb or something. It's like default assets. But CAIRN looks fun, and there's no release info besides 2025, so we'll see. And next up, we have Wanderstop. And Wanderstop is a cozy game about change and tea. You play as the main character, Alta, and you manage a tea shop in a magical forest, and Alta does not want to be there. Alta has the call to violence, and your job is to make sure Alta doesn't go kill people. This game looks cool, and from what I've seen, there's a pretty dedicated community waiting for this game, so I'm glad they got to see something from it. This game releases on PC and PS5, and there is no release date besides coming soon. And next up, we have Sonic X Shadows Generations. This is a massive improvement for Sonic, and the only reason I'm saying that is because the last time I saw a Sonic game, it was Unity asset garbage, and anything's an improvement from that. So I hope it's good for the Sonic fans, because I know you guys have been struggling overall, but Sonic Shadow Generations comes out October 25th this year, and it's releasing for pretty much every console in existence. They're pretty much all listed. And next up, we have a really interesting announcement. Valorant is coming to the PS5 and Xbox. It launches later this year. And all I gotta say about this is I really do hope they improve the quality, because it looks bad. Some of you might disagree because this was not a general consensus, but it looks worse than regular Valorant for sure. And it's just all shading. Like there's no shading in the console trailer. Like where'd it go? And there was no reason that Valorant shouldn't look good on a PS5 or Xbox Series X. Those consoles have plenty of power to make this game look good. Like it's a game with cartoony graphics. The PS5 and Xbox should not have an issue running this. So I don't know why it looks so bad. And good news for PC Valorant players, crossplay is not a thing. So you don't have to worry about getting paired with a guy on console. And console players, you don't have to worry about going against a PC player, which is a good thing because a mouse and keyboard versus a controller are uncomparable. A controller is just not good for shooters compared to a mouse and keyboard. The average PC player would smoke a professional console player because controllers suck for aiming. So yeah, I'm glad they don't have crossplay because that would have been stupid. But next up, we have Hyper Light Breaker. And this game also looks pretty good. There really wasn't any stinkers shown at the Summer Game Fest this year, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this game is a co-op roguelite adventure game. It gives me a lot of Risk of Rain 2 vibes, and also a lot of Breath of the Wild vibes, but it definitely looks interesting, and I'll probably end up picking this up. And it launches on Steam in early access this summer. And next up, we have Tears of Metal. And this game is a hack and slash, and it looks super fun, but unfortunately, there's no release date. And this game's probably not gonna be out for a while because the trailer did not have sound effects, and that's a very bad sign for a game's development. Not that the game's bad or anything, it just means that they're early in development, and it's gonna be a while. It's more bad for me because I have to wait. But yeah, this game looks sick. I'm hyped for it. And next up, we have the Black Myth of Wukong. There is not much info on this at all. It is a CGI trailer, and it's still hyped. I'm still hyped for it. I want this game to exist. But yeah, there's not much info. We just had the CG trailer, but it's now listed on Steam, so we know the price, and that price is $60, which honestly shocked me. This game looked like it was gonna cost $70, but it doesn't, so I'm happy about that. And we still don't know a release date. It just says coming soon. And next up, we have the Finals Season 3. Now, I played a good amount of the Finals Season 1, and it's a good game. It's a competitive shooter with high mobility, and I like that kind of game. I have felt like, though, my class of choice, the light, kind of blows in some aspects. I'd have to check the patch notes because it's been a while since I played, but the last few times I played, my biggest complaints were the fact that the grapple hook cooldown was way too long, and I feel like the light class just heavy hitting guns kind of suck. But now they're adding Japan to the finals, so I will probably be playing because they're also adding a bow for the light class, which is what I wanted. 1,000%. I'm going to be playing this all the time now. So if you're also hyped for season 3, it comes out June 13th. And next up we have KUNITSU-GAMI Path of Goddess. Now when I first saw this trailer, I was really confused because it didn't look like what it was. This is a strategy game where you control villagers to fight things. And when you watch the gameplay, you really can't tell that's what's happening. This could be interesting, but I really don't know what the gameplay is supposed to look like. I would call it a top-down RTS, but it's not top-down. The closest comparison I could see is like Total War, but even then they didn't show any menus or anything. I would need to see like actual gameplay before I can even describe what it exactly is, because the trailer doesn't really tell you anything. But if you're interested in this game, it comes out July 19th, 2024. And next up we have NEVA, which is a very pretty game where you play with a dog along your side. And this game will most definitely make a grown man cry, so I probably won't be playing it until I'm ready to cry about something. It looks like it's really good. I just feel like if I do play it, a character I get really attached to will die at some point. And next up, we have Deer and Boy. You have Deer and Boy, and one of them probably also dies. It also looks good, but it is totally a crying game. Not that that's bad or anything. I just feel like you should be prepared for that if you're going to get into it. And NEVA should be coming out this year, and Deer and Boy just says coming soon, so there's no date yet. And that is all the games for the Summer Game Fest. I might have missed one or two, because there was a lot, but that's at least most of them. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, new, follow me on Twitter at spatnz1, and click the intro down, check out more of my content, and have a good one.